Hello.
So we are here for find all the there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 4 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter fractions of a time unit, elapsed time, and find start and end time multi-step variable. Let's just start with the lesson that is fractions of a time unit. Let's start with an example that is how many minutes are in 1/5 of an year. You have to calculate how many minutes are there in 1/5 of the year, right? So let's just 1/5 of an hour. Let's just do 1/5 of 60, right? Because in 1 hour you have, because in 1 hour you have 60 minutes. So 150 times 60, right? You need to do 16 times 1 is 16, 5 times 1 is 5. You can simply divide. So here 12 times 5 is 65. So the correct option is 12. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. I will explain again, don't worry. Just 1 minute. Okay, that's the one we just did, right? You have to calculate 1/5 of an hour, right? 1/5 of an hour means you have to do 1 by 5 times 60, right? So 60 doesn't have any denominator, so the denominator is 1. So multiply numerator time numerator, denominator time denominator. So 6 times 1 is 60, 5 times 1 is 5, right? That is 12. So that means 1/5 of an hour equal 12 minutes. The correct option is 12. So the correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. 5 years is what fraction of a decade? So which is the correct option? 5 hour is what fraction of a decade, right? You have to calculate in 1 decade you have 10 years, right? So that would be you have to do 5 divided by, right? Divide them by the greatest common factor, that is 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1 and 10 divided by 5 is 1 by 2. The correct one is 1 by 2 or 5 by 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, let me just explain how many decades are in 1/5 of a century. Okay, the question is 1/5 of a century, right? So in 1 century we have 10 years. So you have to do 1 by 5 times 10. Just listen to me carefully, right? That is 1 by 5 times 10. How do we solve? The denominator of 10 is 1. You have to do numerator times numerator, and times 1 is 10, and denominator times denominator, that is 5 times 1 is 5. Now you can divide them. So the correct option is 5 times 2 is 10. So the correct option is 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. How many hours are in 1 by 2 of a day? So in one day you have 24 hours. You have to do 1 by 2 times 2. How slower? Like how much slower? You have to do numerator times numerator, 24 times 1 is 24 and 2 times 2. So when you divide, that is 12. The correct option is. So that means there are 12 hours in half of a day. The correct option is 12 hours. How many days are in 1/7 of a week? So we know that in 1 week you have 7 days. So you have to do 1 over 7 times 7, right? Because in 1 week we have 7 days. So the denominator is 1. You have to do numerator times numerator. 7 times 1 is 7 and 7 times 1 is 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1. That means 1/7 of the week equals 1. The correct option is 1/7 of a week is 1. The chapter is time. Grade 4 math. The chapter is time. And the lesson is fractions of the units. One fraction, 1 second is what fraction of the second? So in 1 second you have 60. So in 1 minute you have 60 seconds, right? So you have to do 1 second is what fraction of a minute? So in 1 minute you have 60 seconds, so that is 1 over 60. The correct option is 1 by 60. 1 second is what fraction of a minute? That is 1 over 60. Option number 2 is the correct option. 1 minute is what fraction of an hour? Which is the correct option? That is 1 by 60. Okay, let's just move on to next lesson. Option 2, it is very good. And the next lesson is elapsed time word problems. So let's just start with the lesson. At 5 to 3, Lacey started doing the dishes. It took her 25 minutes to wash all of them. What time was it when Lacey finished doing the dishes? Okay, so first thing is at 5 to 3. That means you still have 3 minutes to, sorry, you still have 5 minutes to 3. So that means that is 2:55. So now Lacey started doing the dishes. It took her 25 minutes to wash them all. So he did dishes in 25 minutes. You have to see what time he is finished. So to add 25 minutes to 2:55, right? 20 minutes, sorry. 5 plus 0 is 5. 25 plus 5 makes 3 and 15 more minutes. That is 3 hours and fifth option is 3 hours 15 minutes. Let's just start with the test questions. Sarah's kitchen sink got clogged. So she called a plumber. So the plumber was arrived at 2:15. That means the starting time is 2:15 and finished fixing the sink is at 3 hours and 20 minutes, right? How long it take the plumber to fix the sink? You need to find the time he did, right? You need to find from 2 to 3 you have 1 hour and from 15 to 20 minutes you have 5 minutes. So that is 1 hour and 5 minutes. Option number 2 is the correct option. Bruce went for on a tour of a pencil factory. The tour started at 20 to 3 in the afternoon and finished at 5 to 4 in the afternoon. How long did the factory tour last? Okay, so Bruce went on a tour of a pencil factory. The tour started at 20 to 3, so that means he still have 20 minutes to 3, right? That means 2:40, he started at 2:40, and at 5 to 4, that means you still have 5 minutes to 4. How long did the factory drive? So simply subtract, that is 3 minus 2 is 155 minus 45 is 15. So that means that is 1 hour and 15 minutes. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is Pam got in line for a roller coaster at 2:15 p.m. She got on the ride at 2:35 p.m. How long did Pam want in line? So which is 20 minutes. It is the correct option is 20 minutes. Okay, you. The next one is Steven started reading her new book at 20 past 9 in the morning. It was so interesting that he couldn't put it down. At 10 to 1 in the afternoon, he finished reading the last page. How long did it take Stephen to read the entire book? So, which is the correct option? He started at 20 past 9, right? That means he started at 9:20. It was so interesting, but he couldn't put it down. At 10 to 1 in the afternoon, he still have 10 minutes to 1. That means 12:50 it is, right? Hold on. 20 past 9. That means 9:20 it is. And he finished, that is 10:50. So that 3 hours and 15 minutes. Option number 2 is the correct option. 30 minutes. Oh, yes, it is 30. Sorry. It was quarter past 2 when Omar began doing laundry. It took him 3 hours and 40 minutes to wash off the dirty clothes. What time was it when Omar finished doing laundry? Okay, so it was quarter past 2, right? That means 2:15 it is. It took him 3 hours and 25 minutes. So just add, that is 5 hours and mm, the correct option is 5 hours and 55 minutes. Sorry. Okay, the next one is Kira decided to paint her living room. After finding on the paint brushes and buying some paint, she started painting at 3:35 and it took Kira 4 hours and 10 minutes to cover all the walls. What time was it when she finished painting? So which is the correct option? The correct option is, that is 7 hours and, that is 7 hours and 45. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is Mandy got on the Ferris wheel at the amusement park at 5 to 7. It was around many times and family let her off then 10 minutes later. What was it when Mandy got off the ride? So which is the correct option? The correct option is 7 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is find start and end time, multi-step word problems. Okay, let's just start with the first example. That is 2 hours 20 minutes. Let's just start with the test questions. Can you guys please stop chatting and focus on the lesson we are on right now? Lauren is going to back with her family. They need to hike to their favorite camping spot and set up the camp before it's dark. It gets dark and it's the least set is at 7:50, right? And it takes 2 hours and 45 minutes to camp, set the camp, and 40 minutes to set up the camp. That means you need to find the starting time, what time they are starting, right? So they ended up at 7:50. And the time they spent is 2 hours and 40 here, right? And then 40 minutes here, 15. That is 3 hours and back 3 hours 35 minutes. So you are left with that is 4:25 p.m. The correct option is option number 2. That is 4. That means when they started, the time is 425. That time is 4:25 p.m., right? Okay, let's just move on to next question. That is, Mary took a flight. It took 10 minutes to get to the airport, and Mary spent 1 hour and 25 minutes at the airport before the flight. So, what time was it when Mario's flight delayed? So, which is the correct option? So, that is 7:50. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. Okay, the next one is Carly hiked to the top of a mountain. She started the hike at 6:45. It took 3 hours 10 minutes to get to the top of the mountain and 1 hour 20 minutes to hike back down. What time was it when Carly finished the hike? So which is the correct option? That is 11:15 a.m. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? Option number 2 is the correct option. Matt went to the playground. He played on the swing for 20 minutes and went to the slides for 10 minutes. It was 12:25 p.m. when Matt left the playground. What time is when Matt arrived at the playground? Which is the correct option? That is 11:15. The correct option is option number 2. Oh, sorry, that's 11:55. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is Cole's school took a field trip to the art museum. It took 20 minutes to drive to the museum. They stayed at the museum for 3 hours and 50 minutes. When the class left the museum, it was 1:15. What time was did Cole's class leave for the road trip? So which is the correct option? The correct option is that is 9:05. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. Chapter we are working on is time. The lessons we have covered today are one more thing. Now you don't have to open the Skype and do contact. You can find the chat button over here below, right below on the every lesson, right? So if you need more help with the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button and contact any tutor there, right? Okay, so we were working on grade 4 math. The chapter we were working on is time. The lessons we have covered today are fractions of time units, elapsed time, word problems, and find start and end time. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. You can contact any tutor through this chat button, and they are here to help you from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, from Monday to Friday and 5 to 9, right? So that's all for today. If you have any questions related to the lessons just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and questions if you have any. In the next session, bye everyone.